I just hit record now. And where I heard it cut off, you were saying that for context, this is your first year in a bigger district.
I forgot what we were talking about,
So
what the question was.
I was asking about your experience in different schools and if you had a favorite school. Or was that after?
I think that's what we were just talking about. I don't remember
Oh,
what we were talking about when it cut off.
when it cut off, let me look. I guess I
Okay.
can just pull it up. Hmm. Does that sound like where it cut off?
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. So I thought you could hear this too. Sorry, 1 second. Wow, I thought we had recorded way more than that. So we left off, we're talking about community circles, and you're talking about
Okay.
how it was different with how it's been different with virtual.
Okay.
Do you remember that, or you just want to start fresh?
I remember talking about how it's been different virtually. I think the last thing I maybe said was like, even if kids don't think they want to talk, they really do.
They really do. Okay, okay, good. So we'll jump back in right there. Let me think.
And then you were responding, but I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, that's the part I forgot. I was responding. They don't want to talk, but they do. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah. Um, so Stacy, when you say it's different virtually and kids sometimes they say they don't want to talk, but they really do. Once a week, so most SEL programs are focused on kindergarten, middle school, or excuse me, kindergarten, elementary, middle school usually gets left out. So I don't think that your district is alone as far as middle schools that don't have SEL programs. So I think that 40 minutes sounds pretty good, or that one class period. Now I will commend you for the way that you're able to integrate that time into those classes at whatever level, especially because it's not done by the schools. What do you feel like are obstacles in the way of your school or district realizing the value of having everybody do community circles at middle school or have some kind of SEL practices?
Well, being new, I don't know if this is a fair thing to say, and also it being a strange year. But I do feel there has been a lot of pressure for
Hmm.
testing,
Okay.
and that should not be our priority. I know that I mean, there were some talks and some concerns over, if it's going to be a secure browser and we have to hope that the kids, no one's giving them the answer. And the reality of it is, do the kids have a place that they can take a test?
Right.
Because a lot of, oftentimes when they say like, oh, I don't want to go on mic because it's loud in my house, and I'm like, it's fine, just do it anyway. Sometimes I do like little breakout rooms, so it's just me and them, so they don't have to
Hmm.
feel like everyone's going to hear everything.
Right.
And they unmute and it is loud and it doesn't sound like they have control over it.
Hmm.
um, so I think I strayed from the question, but I think testing and test scores has been too high of a focus.
Mm.
um, and it's put pressure. I think the districts are put, or the district is putting pressure on admin, and so that translates to admin putting pressure on teachers,
Yeah.
and that leaves me in a very strange place of telling my students, try your best. I
Hmm.
know that I can't control the testing environment. And when I'm asked to look at your test scores from last year to the tests that you take right now, it's unfair.
Right, right. It's
It's
not fair at all, and it wasn't fair to begin with. So I, I,
true.
I can, I certainly hear you from that end as well. You know, with the kids, I think we're getting insight to why kids love coming to us so much. You know, we had a crop of students, only about 25% of our kids are face to face, but a crop came in to do some testing and they were so excited to be back, so excited to have that structure. And you just see so many situations where school is just such a stable place that's consistent and gives you so much during a day. You're there 8 hours. That's where kids spend most of their time during a day, you know, just being in one place aside from sleeping or besides
Right.
sleeping. So I think that's really important, and I appreciate how you're using your circles now. So I'm curious. You had the class about community circles, and you're doing about one a week now. Have you been in districts in the past that have had these kind of practices regularly?
So I was working in a charter school prior. I guess last year at my charter school, we did one a week school wide. That
Mm,
was we had advisory time, and it wasn't even our advisory class. They broke it down even smaller, where TAs and
mm,
administrators also led their own circles. So it was a pretty close knit
yeah.
group every week. And then prior to that, I was in a fifth grade class, and I went to a training and was the the advice was you should be doing circles at least 3 times a week. And I was like, wow, I think that's why I feel now like, oh,
Mm,
I barely do one a week. But I think you had mentioned that middle school gets left out a lot, and I think
right.
that's true for SEL and a lot of other areas too, between elementary and high school. I
Mm,
always feel like middle school is kind of just like that middle child.
yeah.
Not that maybe I shouldn't use the middle child stereotype, but just kind of always like in the middle,
Mhm.
like even for teacher PDs, there's a lot of focus on elementary and a lot of focus on high school.
But not much
And
on middle.
being a middle school teacher, there's so few PDs that you go to where you're like, they get me, they get my students. This is so relevant. It's
Mm.
always like, oh, but you can tweak it for middle school.
Yeah, yeah, that's the worst. 'Cause I feel like middle school is the most important because it's such a transitionary period. From 6th to 8th grade, you're going from being a kid to a young adult, and you're figuring it out in
And
6th,
they're
7th,
really
and
trying
8th
to
grade.
find themselves.
Yeah, that's so important. I had an interview with someone time that said life is found in the fleeting in between moments of life. So what you're doing in between one grade to the next, one class to the next, etc.,
Yeah.
makes a big difference. So you were asking before if I had worked off air, if I had worked in big districts or small districts prior. So I was not intent on being an educator out of school myself. I was a psychology major, but when my last semester I spent abroad in Europe, and so when I came back, I was just ready to get into something, and so I had a RLC position, residence life coordinator, like a dorm director at a college, but for a residential high school. And at this high
Mhm.
school, some of the smartest kids in the state of South Carolina, diplomatic kids and from Bermuda and all that, but really just in the state. And so that was really cool. I lived with them and I learned quick that some of the smartest kids do some real dumb things. And so that was there. And now I've worked with a charter school now, PDMSTA, for about 4 years, first as a consultant, and now I'm the dean of students over there. So, in the years in between, I was consulting with various schools,
Mhm.
um, providing that professional development training, SEL, things like that. And now I'm still doing that, but more focused on that charter school. Dean of students is where I'm at, and so we're real Title One. We had a dirt road when I moved into the school. We're just getting our new school built. I love being there every day though, and that opportunity to really see the kids and know the kids, and some of them are just so happy to be around you and know that they have something really fun to look forward to when they see you is really fun to me.
Yeah, they know that somebody's rooting for them.
Exactly, exactly. Is there any final words, Stacy, that you'd like to leave with everybody listening?
Um, Nothing is standing out. I feel like anytime I get asked on the spot, I like have no thoughts, but
Okay.
I think just even asking your students, how are you today, and genuinely caring and checking in on them, I think it makes a big difference.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, thank you so
And I
much.
think, yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank
What do
you.
you?
So, no, I was just going to say, I think really right now they feel so unseen and unheard
Mm,
behind the screen that
yeah.
in the small moments where you're just saying hi to them in the chat, because that's our main avenue of communication, and saying, like, tell me something about your weekend, I think it really does make a difference for them.
Yeah. 100% for sure. I could agree with that. Absolutely. And I certainly appreciate your time and your effort and energy today. I appreciate you. Where can the people go if they want to find you or more about you?
Well, thank you again for having me. Such an honor. I guess you can find me on Instagram at Donut Lovin' Teacher, not Donut Loving, but Donut Lovin'. I don't know why. And then I also have a blog, donutlovinteacher.com.
All right. All right. I love it. I love it. Well, if you like this episode, share it with your friends. If your friends like donuts, definitely make sure you share it with them because I know I do. And I certainly enjoyed this conversation with Staci. So there's a lot of people that need to hear it. And we hope that you certainly share it. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you want to know more, visit Staci at the Donut Loving Teacher. And you can find me at Trey Gamage, the website, on social media, or visit seleducators.com for your adult social emotional learning activities. We'll see you next time. This is The Dash. Thank you very much.
Yay! Is it
I
okay if I take a picture for my